My name is Amy Surprenant, and I'm an Associate Vice President Academic and Dean of the School of Graduate Studies at Memorial University of Newfoundland. This is the first in a two-part series celebrating the graduating class of 2020. In this part, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what would normally have happened in a graduation or a convocation at Memorial University. In the second part, I'll give my convocation address, so you can skip directly to that if you're not interested in this setting of the stage. You, the graduates, are seated in the Arts and Culture Center. You're taking up the first 10 or 20 rows, and behind you and above you are all of your friends and your family. If you look up into the ceiling, you can see the lights come down like in little tiny spots like stars. It's a magical scene. The stage is filled with dignitaries and faculty members. We have the Chancellor, Dr. Susan Dyer-Knight, and the President, Dr. Vianne Timmons. We normally also have a Vice President or two sitting in the front row. We also often have a member of the government, the Newfoundland government, and sometimes the Honorable Judy Foote joins. And then we also have a member of the Board of Regents and the registrar who sits on the end of the first row. In the second row are the deans who will be doing the hooding in the ceremony. I'm usually on the inside because my job waits until last. The graduate students come up after all of the undergraduate students have come onto the stage. We begin with a O Canada, a rendition of O Canada, sung very poorly by all of the people around me at least, although there is one registrar who has an amazing voice, and I'd love to hear her, and she sometimes sits behind me. The Chancellor opens with a short speech. The President also will normally give a speech. Then the main event begins. You're sitting in the audience and you're wearing this funny robe. Yours is just plain, doesn't have all of the accoutrements that mine has, unless you are a PhD student, and then your gown is a scarlet color, and you've got some of the velvet on your gown. You're sitting in the audience, again behind the undergraduates, and you're clutching in one hand your name card, and in the other hand your hood, which you haven't put on yet. You're wearing your funny hat, and you're probably bored and excited at the same time. You're looking around at all of the people on the stage, trying to figure out who you know. You know that your family and friends and partners, etc., are sitting behind you and are eagerly waiting to congratulate you on your accomplishment. All of the degrees for the undergraduate are called first. And if you're in the convocation that includes human kinetics and recreation, you're astounded by the number of degrees or different degrees that they award. They come by, each student comes one at a time onto the stage to be hooded by their appropriate dean and to greet the Chancellor before exiting off to the other side of the stage. There's a huge jumbotron behind everyone, and so you can see the individual student's face as they go through the ceremony. Finally, the registrar announces the awarding of degrees, the graduate degrees for this session of convocation. The usher asks you to rise and puts you in a line, a long line that goes up the stairs behind a partition. You wait in alphabetical order. Apologies for those of you whose last names start with Z, but you wait and you wait and you wait. You're looking over the people in front of you. You're a little bit bored again, but you're also still clutching that name tag, that name card. And at one point you sit there and you go, I hope they can still read this. Finally, it's your turn. You go up, you hand your name card to the registrar, who will be reading your name. If your name is unusual or seems difficult to pronounce, they will whisper to you a question about how to pronounce it. I assure you, the registrars all spend a lot of time reading the lists, and they do the best that they can to get the pronunciation of your name exactly right. Finally, your name is called. At this point, I'm standing, waiting to greet you, and you come towards me. Some of you bound towards me with a smile or a grin on your face. Others, more solemn, take their time. Many of you are remembering the Chancellor's advice to take one piece of this experience and put it close to your heart so that you can take it out again later and examine it. By the way, the Chancellor's words are always very kind, very affecting. She's such an amazing, wonderful person that I'm very sorry that you're missing her remarks. And she always says that she's the luckiest person in this room because she gets to meet each and every one of you. You come towards me, again, still clutching. You don't have your name tag anymore or your name card, but you're still clutching your hood. Some of you hold on to it very tightly. Some of you have bundled it into a ball. Some of you give me a little tug of war when I try and take it from you because you've been holding on to it for so long. Eventually you release it, and I whisper or say very softly congratulations to you and indicate for you to kneel onto the kneeler, which is placed for your convenience. I turn, I shake out your hood, trying to make sure that it's right side up. I look and I flip it over your head, pat you on the shoulders and whisper, all set. You then get up, walk around the kneeler and greet the Chancellor, who says some very nice words to you. And then you're off on the other side of the stage. I believe there you're given the opportunity to have your picture taken. Your hood is adjusted if I've messed it up a little bit, and then you go back into the audience. This continues until all of the graduates have been hooded. Then we normally have a performance from the School of Music's Opera Roadshow and another closing speech by the Chancellor, who again says some very wonderful words, and she'll invite you to stand and turn and give a round of applause to all of the people who have supported you throughout the years. Then she'll invite everyone to rise and we'll sing the first and the last verses of the Ode to Newfoundland. The people on the stage proceed then very pompously off of the stage to the left and to the right as the exiting music happens. After everyone leaves, it's chaos, and everyone leaves. Everyone in the audience tries to find their friends and their family. Hopefully you've arranged ahead of time a place to meet, and then you go outside and you celebrate. That's the way the convocation would have normally gone. You are spared some of the very poor singing of the faculty, the staff, the deans, but you are missing the very wonderful singing of the Opera Roadshow, and they do an amazing job. You're also going to miss some of the convocation speeches, and so I recorded a speech for you in part 2 of this series. Please give it a listen. Thank you very much, and congratulations to all of you for obtaining your degree.